quality means everything. If we're dealing with automotive people, we're dealing with appliance people, we're dealing with medical people. We all know what just happened with Toyota, with the accelerator problems and all that kind of stuff. God forbid they could trace that back to one of my parts. We make parts for smoke detectors. We make parts for fire extinguishers. You know, these are things that if the quality's not there and there's a reject or a recall, it will eventually come back to us. So over the years, we have maintained the highest standards in quality, which includes certificates and audits from outside firms. We have one coming up next week. We are certified to TS 16949 and ISO 9000. TS is now the latest automotive standard. Supposedly, if you don't have that, you're not supposed to be able to do business with automotive people. There is some grandfathering in and all that, but we have always maintained the highest level of quality here, and it is very, very important. You know, you got to have a positive attitude. You have to have financing or a banking relationship behind you that understands your business, and communication between your financing people is key. The last couple of years, like I said, it was a rough time. We had to borrow some money. We had to meet with our bankers on and off. We constantly were telling them where we are, what's new on the horizon, what's coming up, giving them the bright light, not dwelling on how bad it is now, but how good it's going to be after we get through this. You know, I learn a lot from my father. I talk to him every day. He's been through 6, 7 recessions. Recessions are sort of necessary. They make everybody look at their business closer. You trim out some of the fat. When everything's rolling well, you're not worried about a guy working 4 hours overtime or this guy, whatever. You know, maybe you have a guy out there where you got 2 guys doing a job where you only need 1 guy. But it's not as glaring when everything's going great. When you hit these periods, you trim out the fat, you get lean, you get more productive, you rally the troops. I meet with my employees at least once a quarter, bring them all together, sort of give them a state of the company address, tell them what's going on. I don't want to hide things from them. I want them to know how successful we are. And I want them to know their role in that success. Because if they're just out there and they don't see any numbers and they don't hear anything, they just sort of go along like every day is every day. But if you keep them informed and you give them the good news, sometimes you got to give them some bad, but you constantly try to bring up the good news. And you rally the troops and you build your staff, and it's all about people. That's what I would tell someone is you've got to have the right people in place.